Hey folks, it's Dave back here in Studio B. Just wrapped up a quick project here this afternoon. I played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 1976 and 77 seasons using Final Score football from Downey Games, and I would like to share the results with you of this project. Okay, so let's check this out. So, in 1976, the Buccaneers went 0-14. If you remember, they did not win a game. Well, I actually went 1-13. And let's take a look at some of the scores. So starting in the top left, okay? So we got the Houston-Tampa Bay game. This was the first game in Tampa Bay history. In my replay, they lost 34-10. And in actuality, they were shut out 20-0. In the next game, this was a pretty close score. Tampa Bay lost in real life, as you see, 23-0, shutout again. In my replay, they did get a touchdown, and they lost by 22, not by 23. So eerily similar results. Next, we had the Buffalo Bills come to town. They beat us 23-19. In real life, it was 14-9. So again, similar loss, if you will. And then my big blowout. So we went to Baltimore, and the Colts destroyed us, 52-0 in my replay. And in real life, it wasn't that bad. It was 42-17, if you will. Then on to Cincinnati. Now, you can see in real life, another shutout. Okay, so that would have been 3 shutouts. But they did not get shut out, but they were blown out 44-9 by the Bengals. Then we had the change. We had the one change here, and this was a win, okay? So in real life, they lost 13-10, but in my replay, Tampa Bay beat the other expansion team, the Seahawks, 20-17. So I did get one win in 1976. We went on to, right here, 32-9, get blown out by the Miami, rather. Where in real life, we only lost by 3. Continuing on up to the right-hand side here, Kansas City. In my replay, they crushed us 43-6. In real life, it wasn't that bad. It was 28-19, okay? Then we went to Denver. And in real life, as you see, 48-13. We lost by 35 points. Over here, we lost by 33 points. So the score was a little different, but the net result was pretty close to the same. Then the Jets, in real life, beat the Buccaneers 34-0. Here was a lot closer, 23-16. Over in Tampa Bay, Cleveland came to town. 37-8 loss in my replay. In real life, 24-7. That really wasn't that close, although the 8 and the 7 were kind of close. Then in Oakland, we only scored 7 points in a 40-7 loss. In real life, we actually got 16 points, if you can believe it. I don't know how that actually happened. And then we went to Pittsburgh. This is look at this right here. 43-0 in my replay, 42-0 in real life. Yeah, that was really close. That was like the closest score I got in this replay. And then the final game of 1976, another loss, 24-3 in my replay, 31-14 in real life. And I just want to add that this was a fun one here. They went 1-13. They got the one win against Seattle. I was amazed, though, at the dice rolls. And I know that's one thing you see me, I hem and haw in my videos sometimes about the dice rolls. Wow. In Final Score football, you want to be reading off the highest column, so A to Z. You want to be reading off a Z, right? Now, Tampa Bay is reading a lot of A and B columns, which is absolute worst. You needed ridiculously high dice rolls to get any points at all. So going in, I knew it was going to be tough. I kept rolling 10s and 20s on the dice, which is 0 points and a quarter. And the other teams were rolling consistently 50s and 60s. And there was a couple of games here I thought I could have won if the dice rolls were reversed, okay? But it really was amazing that, Tampa Bay, like I say, wasn't going to win many games. I wasn't expecting it. But, boy, it was really nutty how bad the rolls were on top of reading from a bad column. That's all I'm going to say about this product. I will always remember the bad dice rolls in this particular replay. Now, let's take a look at 1977. I also did the next season, okay? In actual life, the realities, they were 2-12. They won their last 2 games of the season. This one, I did a little better, too. It was 2-11-1. So let's take a look at things, shall we? So we opened up 1977 on the road in Philadelphia, and wow, look at this score right here. All right. Oh, sorry about that. It was 14-3, and then 13-3. That was really close. The scores in 77 in my replay were really close, even with all the bad dice rolls. They were really close. Next up, 17-3 in my replay. It was 9-3 in real life. Then we had Dallas. We lost 23-3 in my roll and 23-7. So right off the bat, we got 3 ridiculously close games compared to what actually happened. Then the Washington game, 26-12. That was really not close to this loss right here, but it's still a loss. And then we had the change here. Again, we defeated Seattle here in my replay, 25-16. Okay, so we actually swept Seattle in my replays here in 76, and then again in 77. In real life, we lost this one 30-23, but in my replay, we actually won it. Then this is another eerily close game. Green Bay won this one 8-0. In real life, it was 13-0, so that was pretty close. And then I had a tie. Yep, I had a tie. San Francisco and Tampa Bay tied 10-10. In real life, it was 20-10. So I did pick up a tie. I'm moving up to the next column here. Against the Rams, I picked up a 22-3 loss. So I lost by 19. In real life, it was a 31-0 blowout, so we got shut out again. Then the Giants beat them 17-6. This is one I thought I should have won. This is when I got really, really bad rolls, and the Giants got really, really good rolls. So this is one I thought I might have won, but the rolls come out really bad. I think that was, you could tell because when you do your final calculations, the Tampa Bay was not rolling off a terrible column. They actually had a decent column to read off of, but the rolls were just bad. In real life, the Giants won this one over here, 10-0. And then we had a 14-3 loss to Detroit. In my replay, was 16-7. That was fairly close. And another close one here, 16-7 to Atlanta, and that was actually 17-0. And then we had losses to Chicago here. And in real life, it was 10-0. Now, here's a couple of changes here. In real life, as you can see, Tampa Bay won this one 33-14 down over here. That's the one that the defense scored a lot of points, and New Orleans was horrible. And that was Tampa Bay's first ever win in franchise history was in New Orleans on that day. And you'll see, I've seen that on YouTube a few times, the highlights of that game. In real life, though, I mean, in my replay, in my real life, we lost 21-19. Again, bad dice rolls cost us a win. And then, finally, to wrap up the project, it was against St. Louis, and we won 10-7, and in real life, they also won 17-7, so that was pretty close as well. So, yeah. So that is a quick look at the 1960s, 76 and 77 Buccaneers using Final Score football from Downey Games. A lot of fun playing this project here. Again, a little frustrating with the dice. I knew I wasn't going to win many games, but it was really uncanny. And I keep using that word uncanny. And how many times I'd roll like a 12 or a 15 or a 21, and they're rolling 56 and 61. And that was all the difference in the world between me having some marginal success and you getting blown out like I did. But anyway, I'm Dave. That's a quick look at this project here. Final Score football from Downey Games. You actually roll the dice per quarter in this game, which is really fun to do. I like when you roll by quarters instead of just for the final score in football games. And so that was the results. Some pretty close scores, I got to say, and the records were almost identical in each season. So I'll talk to everybody later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.